Square says their new AI will help you know your business like never before. I put that claim to the test, and the results may surprise you. They're calling it a game changer for small business owners. Built-in AI that claims that it's going to help you understand your business better than you have before. You can ask it anything about your business, and it will tell you with additional insight. But I wanted to know, what did that really mean in the real world? Can it really know my business? Or is this just custom reports with AI slapped on them for marketing? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Sam, small business owner of a gourmet popcorn store and the unofficial tech support guy for my business buddies. I make videos for other business owners that are interested in seeing how AI can help them in their business, even if they don't think it can. I've been using Square as a payment processor since 2017. I watched it grow from this little white Square card reader to full-blown POS systems. And honestly, over the last year, I've never had to log into Square from my desktop system. Square mobile apps have gotten so good that I can do 90% of everything I need to do right from my phone. So imagine my surprise when I recently logged into Square from my desktop and got a notification that they actually had a new AI system built into the platform. It's still in beta, so it's bound to be some bugs and probably rough edges that I'll bump into while using it. But I was curious enough to give it a shot and to see what I can do with it. So I clicked the button. Right away, Square AI gives you some questions you can ask it, which seems like decent questions to start with. So I picked a question related to seeing my top sales for the month off the list and submitted it. Square AI came back with a list of items and an option to see more. Not bad. Let's try another question from the list. When do new customers visit the most? This time, Square AI seemed to take a while. Oops, we ran into an issue, which can be expected because the app is still in beta. Let's see if we can ask the question a little differently. What day do new customers visit my store the most? This time we get an answer. Maybe asking about which day new customer visit my store instead of leaving it vague helped. Okay, let's try another question that's not on the list. What's my busiest time of the day on Saturdays? Oh, this is interesting. It breaks it down by how many sales I make per hour, listing the top busiest hours. Now, let's ask a question that's really about my business. Like, how many sweet category popcorn flavors do I have? This is totally not what I was expecting. It listed that I had 2 item categories with the word sweet in the name. One category is found on the POS items, and the other category is from Square Online section. So I can kind of understand why it may be a little confused. But the list of all the other stuff, have no clue why it's listing all this stuff. Let's see if we can ask another question that would be just about my business, like, what size of caramel popcorn sells the most? This is interesting. I guess I really need to watch what I type. It couldn't find the caramel popcorn because the item in Square is labeled as just caramel. Let me rephrase the question in a way that AI may understand. What size of caramel sells the most? Square AI found multiple category objects matching caramel. So it presented me with a list of caramel items. After looking, I think I understand what's going on. Square AI listed the caramel items along with a price and what I believe is the category of each item. It just so happened to see my caramel popcorn in 3 categories: sweet candy flavors, web, and popcorn. So I'm going to select the caramel items with the sweet category. And that's not it. Square AI didn't find anything. So my theory was wrong. Okay, let's move on to something else. Let's go back to the canned questions. How about asking Square AI, how many transactions did I have last weekend? Square AI was able to provide me with this information. Okay, let's try another question that's not a canned question, like, how many flavors of savory, sweet, and premium do we sell? This is interesting. Square AI only returned 2 sweet categories to clarify which one I wanted, and not any savory or premium. Maybe those don't need clarification. Let me select just the sweet item category and see what we get. Square AI returns a flavor list of only my sweet category flavors. No savory or premium flavors were listed. Let's do a non-canned question that should be a little simpler. How many wholesale category items do we sell? I only have 1 wholesale category in the system, so it shouldn't get confused. So Square AI stated that it found multiple category objects that match wholesale, but looking at the results, it really only found one category item, and all the rest are items with the word wholesale in the name. In my prompt, I asked for a wholesale category, and I'm surprised it didn't run with that because all the other products listed were items. After selecting the wholesale category, what I originally requested in the prompt, Square AI returned with a count of wholesale items sold, not how many we sell. Since I have the option to ask follow-up questions, let me get it to list the items. And I'm returned with a list of wholesale items sold in the last 30 days. This again could be my fault. I wanted to know the unique number of items that we sell wholesale, but I wasn't that clear in the prompt, so Square AI gave me the amount of wholesale items that we sold. Well, if you know me, I don't just like asking AI simple questions. I like to ask questions that show the power of AI. So let's do it. First question is, since the beginning of the year, what are my top 5 selling items and bottom 5 selling items? And I can see some of the top 5 items based on gross sales. After hitting the See More button, I can see both the top 5 and bottom 5 items based on gross sales. Not bad. Let's try another question that will show the power of using AI. Which items do you suggest I stop selling? I'm then presented with a table of the lowest performing items by gross sale and quantity sold. Let's ask a follow-up question. Let's redo the same question, but stating from the beginning of the year. Square AI returned the total sales of the business. This is 100% my error. When typing the follow-up question, I wasn't precise. Okay, I got one more AI-powered question. Which items do you suggest I increase my prices? Square AI provided me with a table of my top selling items within the last 30 days and suggests that these are good candidates for price increase because they were in high demand, which suggests that customers will be willing to pay more. So after spending some time with Square AI, here's what I've learned. I think it does good for answering the canned questions that it provides. If you're just asking basic stuff that most businesses will ask, you're going to probably get an answer. But if you really try to get specific to just unique things about your business, it's going to probably stumble. Sometimes it's misunderstood my question and pulled back data that didn't fit. And I had to figure out, was it my prompt or is the fact that this product is still in beta that could be the issue? But I can say, as it keeps improving, small business owners may have a real edge of understanding insight that used to take hours to uncover. It's definitely a step in the right direction. If you already have Square, test it out. I believe that the more you ask questions about your business, the more it's going to learn the uniqueness of your business, which over time, it can be true that Square AI can help you know your business like you've never known it before. So I'm going to continue playing with this Square AI to actually learn what else I can do with it. But my next video will be a comparison of Square AI and ChatGPT using the same questions and the same data to see how they compare. And you can watch that video right here. Or is it over here? Or is one of these corners right here? And if you like videos on how to use AI for your business, I suggest you subscribe to my channel because I got more business AI related videos coming that can save you money, time, and maybe a few headaches from running your business.